again, to emphasize what we wrote on the previous 2 pages, is that slope formula. The slope is y2 minus y1, your change in y, over x2 minus x1, your change in x. The rise over run is how you guys know that. Okay, so example 2 says find the slope of the lines passing through each pair of points. Should be nice and easy here, I hope, for you. Again, I'll write the formula just to help you out. You have m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Always helpful to write the formula down when you're using a formula. Helps you memorize that formula, so I strongly encourage you to do so. No, in this case, writing the formula was not necessary for credit if this were in class. So I'm going to take my first y value, or my second y value, which would be 18, minus my first y value, which is 2. I'm going to take my second x value, which is 5, minus my next x value, which was negative 3. So that would be my change in y over my change in x. So I do want you to be really careful here. I told you it doesn't matter which one you choose as the first point and which one you choose as the second point. But here's the important thing. Do you see how the 18 is above the 5 and the 2 is above the negative 3? You need to make sure that at least you have the matching ones. In other words, what you couldn't do is 18 minus 2 on top and then negative 3 minus 5 on bottom. You have to keep the order the same. So whichever one you choose as the second point has to remain the second point. Whichever one you choose as the first point has to remain the first point. So just make sure your x's and your y values line up. Okay, this would be really simple to do on our calculator. I don't know if you need a calculator to do this, but it would be simple to do on our calculator. Just plug it in, hit the N over D button as your fraction. Will really help you out with these. So please go ahead, because what's nice about the calculator is it's going to simplify the answer for us. I'm getting an answer of positive 2. Let's do this again. Let's find the slope between the points negative 2, and 0, negative 2. So if I'm going to figure that out, I'm not going to write the formula because I have it written right to the left there. I'm going to do my second y value, which was negative 2, minus my first y value is negative 2. Notice how I use parentheses anytime I'm subtracting a negative. And then I also do a 0 minus my second x value minus my first x value, which was negative 2, so 0 minus a negative 2. I want you to be careful on this one because a lot of people would mess up the numerator. When you subtract a negative, it changes to addition. But again, use your dang calculator. Your calculator is going to tell you the answer on this problem. The answer on this problem that I'm looking for is 0. So please put all your answers in the final answer blanks. Let's look at this next one. How about 3, 4, and 3, 1? If we want to find the slope through those 2 points, I'm going to do y2, which is 1, minus the first y value, which is 4. The second x value, which is 3, minus the first x value, which is 3. Go ahead and plug that to your calculator. See what your calculator is giving you. My calculator, the TI-30XS Multiview, is saying divide by 0 error, and this is why if you actually did the math out here, you would have a division by 0, and anytime you have division by 0, that's undefined. So what is the slope of this line? It is undefined. I just write UND for undefined. Why? Pretty much because I'm lazy. Okay, but let's remind ourselves what this is. Let's think about this. Notice in B, what's happened to the y values? The y values haven't changed. So this line goes through the y values of the same. So anytime you see a slope of 0, that is a horizontal line. And then how you would actually write the equation of the line, in this case, it's y equals, well, it's whatever the y value was. Notice the y value was negative 2. On both points, so this would be the horizontal line, y equals negative 2. Anytime your slope is undefined, this is going to be a vertical line. Okay, and how do you write a vertical line? A vertical line is x equals, notice your x values didn't change between the points, so it would be x equals whatever that x value is. In this case, this would be the equation of the line, x equals 3. So again, a slope of 0 is a horizontal line, y equals slope where you have division by 0, 0 on bottom, that's undefined, and that would be a vertical line with a form of x equals. All right, let's keep on going. It says use the point slope form to write equations of lines. It says when you know the slope of a line and the coordinates of one point of the line, you can find the equation of the line. So the other one was slope-intercept. You needed to know the slope and the y-intercept very specifically to find the equation of the line. The beauty of this formula is all I need to know is the slope and any point on the line. It doesn't have to be the y-intercept. I do want you guys to memorize this as well because this is the equation that you're going to be using, or the formula that you're going to be using to find the equation of lines. It's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Again, m here is your slope, and x1, y1 is any point on the graph whatsoever. So you can pick whatever point you want. But I do want to remind you, answers must be in slope-intercept form. So they must look like y equals mx plus b. So we're going to start with this form, slope-intercept form, but then we always need to solve in terms of y equals mx plus b. So let's talk about that in the next one. It says, example 3 using the point-slope form. Find the slope-intercept form of an equation of a line that has a slope of 2 and passes through the point -1, 2. So again, slope-intercept form is the y equals mx plus b. That's what we always want our final answers in. And if you notice, it does give us our slope, so we already know that m equals 2. And it does give us our point -1, 2. So the difficult part about this is, so this is x1 comma y1. This is not the y-intercept, so we can't go directly to the slope-intercept form. So what that means we need to do is we need to use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so let's look at our problem and let's plug in those values into that formula. So this would be y minus my y value of the point, which is 2, equals m, the slope, which was 2, in parentheses x minus x1, the x value of the point was -1. Anytime I subtract a negative again, I put it in parentheses to remind myself that I need to change it to addition. So let's just clean this up. Y minus 2 equals 2 times, again, subtracting a negative turns into positive, so it's x plus 1. I need to remember to distribute that 2 to both terms. So this is going to be y minus 2 equals, well, I'd have 2 times x, which is 2x. 2 times 1 would be plus 2. I need to isolate my y, so I'll add 2 to both sides of the equation. When I do that, I'm ending up with y equals 2x plus 4. I cannot tell you how many times you guys are going to be doing this process this semester, numerous times in calculus. One of the most important problems is finding the equation of the tangent line just being a line, and so you're always going to have a point, you're going to have a slope, and you're going to do this exact process that we just did here. So yes, I know this is probably a nice review for you guys, pretty easy problem for you guys, but it's extremely important that you know how to do this, because whenever I say find an equation of a line, you're going to mimic this exact process.